so like in the beginning, you didn't really front people, right? Later on, you would go on to fronting
Yeah, no,
people.
it wasn't because um, when Nico started bringing up them loads, I couldn't get rid of it because it was too much of it, the quantities. And so he's the one that told me, well, why not just start fronting it out? And I said, okay. So I started fronting, and a lot of people didn't pay. And so that's when he flew up, and said, where's my money? And I said, well, they're not paying. I said, well, who? He said, who? I said, well, I really can't tell you that. He said, well, they owe you, you owe me, so they owe me money. And so, it was a lot of money. And he said, well, I tell you what, I'm gonna give you two options. You're gonna tell me who all is not paying and dodge you or whatever, or I know where your mama lives. So, it was like, okay, give me some time. Let me see if these guys gonna pay. They weren't paying. They still cussing me out and dodging me and talking crazy. So you, he gave me that option. And then, he did what he had to do. And then after that, he said, now I'm going to send you some more loads and you're going to work for free and give me all my money. And then after I'm paid off, I'll release you if you want to go. So I worked for about 2 months free, you know, probably close to 600,000 $1 million or whatever, paid them, and I'm broke.
So yeah, I mean, after all the time you put into it in the beginning, it equaled out to being broke at that point, right?
Yeah. And so I'm broke and I'm done. And then there were guys out there who paid up front, and I kept telling them it's over. It's over. And they kept saying, no, make the phone call. And I'm saying, no, it's over. So they started coming over to my mom's house with duffel bags full of money, you know, dropping it on the table, 100,000, 250,000. Make the phone call. And I'm looking at it and I know numbers. Okay, I'm going to get, 10,000, 10 stacks or more off each brick, and now I got the money up front. So I'm doing the numbers. And so I made the phone call, started back up, said, I want to get a million cash or whatever. Money was coming so fast, I didn't count it. I counted out like 1,000 tens, and that was 10,000, That's how I counted the monies. So I waited. Counted it out and put it on a scale. So then I would put the 20s on the scale like that. When it got to a certain weight, 20,000. So because I didn't have money counters and it was too much time and your fingers would get numb counting all that money. So then I started buying it. I wasn't getting no more fronted because I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole, because it was hard to sleep because I didn't sign up for that. But anytime you enter that life, something's going to happen to somebody. Either you're going to end up dead or in jail. One of the two.
What do you think their reasons were for like when you would front them? Why don't you think they want to pay at all? Wouldn't you think that the real logic would be like, okay, well, this guy's going to give me good product, good deal. I'm going to continue to go through him. But instead, they said, nah, we're not going to go back on this guy and pay him.
Well, I mean, that's how ninjas are. A lot of ninjas are like that. And y'all can read between the lines. That's how they do business. Some of them. I know people looking at this right now. You got family members that ain't paid you. You got somebody right now that owe you money, whether it's $20, $100. The principal is still there. They didn't pay, and they're not paying. So it puts a sour taste in your mouth. And a lot of times, it's not even the money; it's just the principle of them not paying you, and then buying something in front of your face or telling you they're not going to pay you, and you asking for your money and they get an attitude with you. I mean, it's kind of backwards or whatever. So there's a lot of different reasons. Some people just are not good people. Some people think maybe you weak, they can get over. Some people just don't want to pay people. It's different reasons. But in the street life, you're probably going to get dealt with, and it probably won't be good. It's not going to end up good. So I didn't front anymore because it was not going to end right. you know, and I couldn't keep living like that. Heck, I had nightmares 11 years after I got out of prison. For 11 years straight, when I got out of prison, I had nightmares. I'd pray to God every night, give me a good night's rest. Let me have peace in my mind because of all of this stuff that I got to go to my grave with. You know, I have a lot of stuff that I have to go to my grave with that I can't say. You know, I'm not going to put myself in prison and incriminate me or whatever, you know. So,
Hey, thanks for watching this clip. This clip came from one of my interviews I did in the past. Please hit subscribe if you want to get more clips like this. Also, if you want to watch the full interview, I'll put a link in the description.